The Donald. Yeah, that series is after him. I first met Donnie at Sackville Heights, and that wasn't yesterday. We were pretty much good friends right from the get-go. A friendship that grew stronger and stronger each and every day, although there were some days you were mad at me, but that's all right. A big reason for our immediate friendship was our love for the Leafs. He is a diehard like me. Actually, he's probably worse than I ever thought of being, but I'm a diehard. Yeah, the last time the Leafs won the cup, they wore tube skates. Some of you are saying, what in the hell are tube skates? We still had black and white TV. Hell, some of you weren't even born. You maybe thought of, but you weren't born. Donnie and I didn't always see eye to eye on our teams. Sure, we both loved the Leafs, and we both liked the Celtics, but it stopped at baseball. I love the Yankees. I'm about to do something here right now that may forever change my life, but damn, this hurts. Now, I could have worn a couple of hats because Donnie's not a faithful ball fan. It all depends who's in first or who's ahead of the Yankees. It could have been the Sox, could have been the Jays. And God knows when the Jays won, you couldn't talk to them. Anyway, after Mr. Jeter leaves this year, I'm going with the Mets. There you go. I was threatened. Of course, when I first met Donnie, I knew he was different. This different cerebral palsy did not change him. Didn't slow him down, or to be quite honest, it didn't change a thing. As I got to know him better, I realized just how strong and determined I could have put stubborn in there too, but a person that he really was, both physically and emotionally. And then as I got to know his family better, I then saw where he got the strength. It was from them. But I truly believe his family got a lot of strength from Donnie too. I did. When Donnie was first diagnosed with CP fairly early by doctors, they never held up much hope for him. First they said he wouldn't make it to 2, then 6, then 13. He wouldn't talk, wouldn't walk, he wouldn't lead a meaningful life. And they actually suggested that Donnie be put in a care home. Well, we all know that Minnie and Dildo weren't having any of that. I guess the doctors didn't really know Donnie, the person, or the Syms, the family, their strength, their resolve, and more importantly, their faith. It's strong. How many battles and fights did Donnie have in his lifetime? The cerebral palsy, the car accident where he was left for dead on the side of the road, his diabetes. He had fairly major surgery recently on his gallbladder. How many broken bones? And finally the cancer. Way too many for any person. Donnie was one of the gang, the group. We just had a bunch of us, guys and girls here in Sackville. We just seemed to enjoy hanging around with each other for whatever reason. We didn't have to have a reason, we just loved hanging around with each other. Our group was all inclusive. We didn't care who you were, where you were from, if you liked the hats or not. You just had to learn to have a good time. And God knows, Donnie knew how to have a good time. As you saw in some of the pictures, he was pretty much front and center. If he wasn't there, we weren't allowed to take the picture. Whether we were at a party, or at the road, or at the village gate, or maybe downtown at the old office, doing a little disco. I see Wayne Yaden here today. The disco king way back there at the back, yeah. Donnie loved to dance. Yes, Jerry, that's where Twister comes in. Donnie got on the dance floor, he had to give him a wide berth. He loved the boogie. Whether we were playing a little Billy Ocean at one of the parties, or at the gate listening to two-wheel drive play, Don't Let the Green Grass Fool You. Or down at the office listening to Donna Summer playing a little disco. Now there were a few battles that Donnie did pick. And I'm going to share one with you. The setting is the village gate. The participants, Donnie, the gang, some other unknown, unnamed participants. So anyway, you guys remember the gate, they have the upper section. The Sackville bunch kind of like to get out in the corner. They had to get there early, out in the corner in the top. That was kind of our corner. Got to be a while, I think Ralphie saved it for us, but anyway. We were up there, and Donnie comes back up to the table after one of those recon missions down on the dance floor, and he's a little upset. We thought he might have got slapped again. So what's the matter, Donnie? He said, some guy down there just called me a cripple. Oh. Well, the gang.
I remember that.
Gets up. I'm not going to say who was sitting at the table. Donnie puts the guy out. Anyway, we make our way down to the table. A little bit of a conversation going on. Ralphie comes over, take it outside, guys. So we went outside. We kind of facing off with each other, and we kind of got it quieted down. We thought we had it resolved. But no. Donnie wanted his piece of meat. Donnie's sitting in behind Jamie McConnell. Oh, we're going to mention anything. Sorry, Jamie. And he gets the other left hand, and he reaches over Jamie's shoulder, and he grabs a handful of that guy's face, and he gives it a rip. Well, the fight's on. We're all paired off, rolling around the parking lot, and I look up to see how Donnie's doing, and he's up there doing that Cindy shuffle. I think you hit everybody else. Well, me too. You were just... So Ralphie comes running out. He said, you guys better get out of here. I called the Dartmouth police. They're on their way. So the way it was back then, we'd all bail into the cars. Donnie was the only one not allowed to drive, although he tried. And we got out of there, going over the parking lot. Ralphie says, see you guys tomorrow night. We spent a lot of time in the gate. There was a lot of good stories in the village gate. Donnie was frugal. Some would say cheap. Or tight with the dog. I think he was smart with it, really. Seriously. He was the only guy that could go to the Lord of Mischief or the village gate with $10 in his pocket. Get a pretty good jag on, and come over $20 in his pocket. There's something up, and he doesn't share his secrets. He took that one with him, so... He wouldn't buy you a drink, Mike. He wouldn't buy you a drink. The Syms sisters would always help Donnie shop. Whether it was for a new wardrobe, he had to have a spring wardrobe and a fall wardrobe. Donnie was all about the fashion, right? Didn't matter if it was Giant Tiger, Walmart, where it was. It was new. Or Christmas shopping. Or going out to buy the girls their birthday gifts. Donnie take them shopping, or just down to the superstore to get his treats. Donnie liked to snack. He was actually a hoarder. A lot of times they get up to the counter after Donnie got his wardrobe, and it added up sometimes, a couple $100 here and there, and $30, $50, all added up. Get your money out, Donald. I got no money. Anyway, the girls ended up paying. Then they mentioned, they keep mentioning, well, Donnie, you owe me money. Then after 30 days, his answer was, that's passé. So I'm sure he owes. Yeah. And oh my God, how he loved to torture those girls. True family dynamic at the Syms household. The dynamics there was something else. Interesting conversations. They all had to have the last word. And after it was all said and done, Donnie would kind of look over at me and give me that big... Don't know what they're so upset about, Dwight. I didn't, But then there was the love they all had for Donnie, and Donnie sure had for them. He knew he had it pretty good, and he knew he was loved, and he was well cared for. On the back side of the program, we have the pictures here of the young outlaws in the family. His three amigos, Neil and Kelly and Connor Beck. It's funny, he never called Connor Connor. He was always Connor Beck. Like, Don, do you think we don't know what Connor you're talking about? Oh, did I stop the Connor Beck today? Again, he left the torch to them, but they usually gave it back as good as they took. And he loved them immensely, and they loved him, and he knew that. And he had a new love in his life just 7 months ago. Baby Ava was born to the family, and there were some pictures of her on the bottom right there, I think, in one of them. And she sits next to Jim, and Donnie loved kids, and kids loved Donnie. But Connor, you're going to have to get somebody else to help you with the pro line now, buddy. He was always asking Donnie, who do I pick? Who would I pick? Donnie knew his sports. You all know that. There weren't too many stats you didn't know. At least last one on 67. That's the one that hurts the most. Donnie's friends were, are, and always will be welcome at the Syms home. I've learned that it's an open door, open arms policy there, open hearts, great food, and always some interesting and open conversations. Don't bother going there if you don't have a thick skin. Because once you're in the door, you're open, right? You're just one of the gang. Many times Joey or Tommy or I would drop by to pick Donnie up, head to a ball game or a basketball game or an evening at the gate. Mim would greet us at the door. Yeah. She knew that we would take care of him and get him home safe. And we knew we would too, not promising what condition he may be in when he got home. During our school years, while we played sports, Donnie was always our team manager. Once we finished high school, he just jumped into the role of coach. He was always there. He knew his stuff. Maybe it was from all those years of mentoring by Dale Clattenburg and Doug Mitchell and Don McVickers. I think it rubbed off on him. And that's a good thing. He was a fiery coach. Managed to get himself into a few jams. Had to have the last word, of course, and on occasion, got tossed. He could do a pretty good Billy Martin impression, throwing his ball hat and kicking the dirt. Eddie Klein would kick him out and then all laugh about it later. Same with the basketball. Doug Smith would keep warning him, Donnie, sit in the bench, be quiet, before kicking him out after about the 10th warning. Donnie coached Jerry and the girls, the Wildcats, in the old Melba Basketball League. He coached some of us guys, the old Lakers. I was the short, fat forward. My favorite move was the finger roll because I couldn't get up to the rim. In the old Sackville Intermediate League, he coached men's and women's fastball, Paul's, Walker Sporting Goods, Metrovision, Shaw Cable, Blind Tiger, and the list goes on. He had a lot of championships. And he was a big reason for a lot of them because we loved to play for him. I played my guts out. I was never the most talented, but I played hard, and I think that's the way Donnie would have wanted us to play. He loved to win. I can't understand why he still loves police, but that's all right. We had a lot of road trips, tourneys, especially with the fastball team. I missed out on this party, but one of the guys shared it with me, and I got to share it with you guys. I think they had a tournament in Amherst. I was out west at the time for a couple of years, and everybody sitting around the pool having a few pops. Those short little brown pops, yeah. And everybody was saying, "Where's Symsy?" And they all looked around. He's at the bottom of the pool. Anyway, they jumped in and rescued him, and he gets out, spits out some chlorine. Basically, he said, no harm, no foul, kept on partying. I heard another swimming story. Donnie doesn't swim. I think the girls went to the Bahamas. I think Ben said, Donnie's going. Donnie went. So I guess we decided to go on the boat ride. Boat ride went pretty good, but you know, boats are unstable. Donnie had a few pop. Donnie's a little unstable. Donnie goes this way, the boat goes that way. So Joe looks over and she sees the feet going down into the water. She has to dive in and pull them out. No harm, no foul, party on, right? I often wonder, I imagine a few of you have too, if Donnie had been healthy and free from his disabilities, just how good an athlete he would have been. No, actually, I know how good he would have been. He'd have been awesome. He did play sports, played minor baseball and tackle. I think Little League had probably just started. Woody shared the story with us, and he played ball. He's a pretty good first baseman in his days. He played intramural basketball with us at school. Donnie's favorite move, he had a pretty good hook shot from the top of the key, so we had to feed him. And there was no problem him throwing it up once he got the ball. He was hooking it up. He was a little lazy on the defensive end, though. I couldn't get him back over center, for God's sake. Donnie and I used to talk a lot. He was a tough old bird, physically and emotionally. He had a very high threshold for pain, but there were a lot of times when he was just hurting emotionally. Never did I hear him say, why me? But I had no problem saying to myself and to my friends, and then to me, why him? I guess I can say the same now. Donnie is a kind and caring soul. Seemed like he knew everyone. If he didn't know you, he would say hi. He had no problem striking up a conversation with anybody. He was a true and loyal friend, a loved and loving son and brother, a true Maple Leaf. I say this, it's not just the blue, it's the red. He was a true Canadian. I don't know if a lot of you know this or not, but Donnie's name has been submitted for induction into the Sackville Heritage Sports Hall of Fame. Exactly. And Donnie, my bad, it should have been done a long time ago, my friend. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep that a secret or not, but too bad. Well, committee members, I'm just going to take a little pressure off you now. All in favor of Donnie going in the Hall of Fame? That's pretty well unanimous, so I'll send it all off to the committee. It's kind of similar to the last provincial election, which Donnie was pretty happy about too. So here we are, 59 years later, and we all know that Donnie lived a very meaningful life. Meaningful to so many people. He touched us all in his own little way. Just his smile, but don't confuse that smile for his smirk. His laugh, his gestures, his ways. I know he sure as hell touched me. I posted our loss on Facebook last Sunday. We've come a long way from troop skates, Donnie. Then my daughter Alyssa posted a photo of her and I and Donnie on Facebook as well, and that was truly a little rose between two thorns. Donnie and I were on the sides. Donna wasn't in the middle, no. Some of the responses I want to share with you. A big loss to our community. Donnie was a great guy. God loved Donnie Syms. Such great memories. Heaven just got an angel. He was our hero. Always remember his smile. Remembered fondly. Awesome guy. His spirit lives. Donnie will soldier on. And my God, is that moisture on my cheek while my friend you rest now. Mim and Shelley will look after you. Shelley was his cousin. There's two big league fans up there for sure. Shelley was just a big league fan of Donnie. Probably whitewashed him when he was younger, but they'll look after you. I will see you again, my friend. I hope the next time around that we can crash the boards together. And maybe even back to back in the lineup, third and fourth. That should be no problem, Donnie. You make the lineup. I said earlier that when I first met Donnie that he was different. Well, what a wonderful different he was. This world could use a lot more of that. Like Joseph said, Donald didn't pass away. He just passed on. Rest in peace, my friend. They had a rage for me. And when you see Mim and Shelley, give them a big hug for us all. Love you. We'll miss you. I love you. I'll never forget you. Go Leafs. Thank you.